Okay, I'd like to call to order the May the 22nd, 2024 meeting of the Sebastian City Council. Please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Nunn. Thank you. Okay, we can have a roll call, please.
Mayor Dodd,
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Nunn.
Here.
Vice Mayor Dixon, she's excused tonight, and Councilmember McPartlin is excused tonight. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any agenda modifications they'd like to make?
Not I.
Nope. All right, and by unanimous consent, the agenda is accepted. We have two proclamations. I want to come down front. I'll change my electronic hardware. Can you hear me? Yes. You can? Okay. I can't, but I'm glad you can. So, Curtis, you want to come up? All right. I believe most of the people in here know Curtis. It's our code enforcement officer. This is a proclamation for Code Enforcement Officers Appreciation Week. Whereas code enforcement officers provide for the safety, health, and welfare of the citizens in this community through the application of the building, zoning, housing, animal control, fire safety, environmental codes, and ordinance. And whereas every day, assisted by support staff, they attempt to provide quality customer service for the benefit of this community. And whereas too many times their efforts go unnoticed or people scream at them, that's not on the thing, but I'll say it, even after code compliance has been accomplished due to their efforts and expertise. And whereas the Florida Association of Code Enforcement has declared the first week of June to be set aside by local governments to honor and recognize their code enforcement officers and staff and support staff. Now, therefore, I, Ed Dodd, Mayor of the City of Sebastian, do hereby call upon all residents to observe the week of June the 3rd through 7th, 2024 as Code Enforcement Officers Appreciation Week, and encourage citizens to join City Council in expressing our appreciation for their dedication and outstanding service. In witness, herefore, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Sebastian, Florida, to be affixed this 22nd day of May, 2024. And let me give this to you. Thank you, sir. And we can all give Curtis a hand. Wait a minute. Did you get? You have to stand still for this one.
Yes. Okay. Smile.
Thank you. All right. Now I understand. Well, I have one for I don't think this one covers everything you do.
Well, it's not for me.
Okay. National Public Works Week, May the 19th through 25th, 2024. Whereas public works officials focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities, and whereas as infrastructure and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of the government and provide sector who are responsible for building, improving, and protecting the nation's transportation, water supply, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures essential for our citizens. And whereas this 64th annual National Public Works Week theme, which is advancing the quality of life for all, is a tribute to the public works employees who have made a commitment to our communities. Now, therefore, I, Ed Dodd, Mayor of the City of Sebastian, do hereby proclaim May 19th through 25, 2024 as National Public Works Week and urge all citizens and civic organizations to recognize the substantial contributions they made in protecting our health, safety, and the quality of life for all. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Sebastian, Florida to be affixed this 22nd day of May, 2024. So thank you, Karen. Good picture here today. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Can we do announcements?
Yeah, okay. Councilmember Nunn's going to do the brief announcements.
All right, brief announcements for tonight. Thursday, May 23rd, that's tomorrow, we have the Stormwater Master Plan Public Workshop here in the council chambers at 3 and 6 p.m. Please pass the word. Get people to come to that meeting. It's going to be our full discussion on what we're going to do for the Stormwater Master Plan. This is the public's chance to give their input, and we want them to do so, please. Monday, May 27th, Memorial Day holiday. City Hall will be closed that day. There will be a ceremony. Well, I guess I shouldn't skip that one next. Memorial Day observance at Riverview Park at Veterans Memorial at 11 a.m. Friday, May 31st, the Chamber of Commerce Finally Friday on Cleveland Street from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Come check that out. It's a good time. Saturday, June 1st, the 30th anniversary of the Blue Water Open. Lines in the water at 6 a.m. Weigh in at 2 to 5 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, we're now on to public input. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to present something to the council that's not on the agenda? See none. Is anyone on Zoom?
No one has raised their hand at this time.
All right, thank you. We now close public input. I'm going to recess the city council meeting and convene the Community Redevelopment Agency meeting at this time. Item number one for the Community Redevelopment is the approval of minutes of the March 2nd, 2024 CRA meeting. Do I have a motion on that?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve item 8A.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, opposed, same sign, motion passes. Now we have the approval of Resolution R2426. Madam Attorney?
Resolution R2426, a resolution of the City of Sebastian, Indian River County, Florida, authorizing the submittal of a grant application for the Florida Division of Historical Resources Special Category Grant Program requesting $500,000 for restoration and upgrades to the Fisherman's Landing working waterfront amenities, and further authorizing the amount of $500,000 in city matching fund, providing for conflicts, scrivener's errors, and providing for an effective date.
Okay, city staff, would you like to make a presentation?
Good evening. So this is a resolution before you to allow us to put in for a grant from the Florida Division of Historic Resources. The idea being is that we would ask for, I believe it's $500,000 from them with a match from the city of $500,000. And this will help to further the vision and figure out what we can do with the working waterfront and all of the things down there in the future. Be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Brian, do you have something?
Yes, so Mr. Mayor, I just want to add, this is kind of looking to what we're going to do in the future down within the Fisherman's Landing area. Once again, no final decisions have been made, but this is looking for grant funding so that we can develop our vision and what it's going to be on the working waterfront Fisherman's Landing area as we go forward into the future.
All right, thank you. Council, anyone have any questions?
No, I think this is a great thing. See if we can find some grant money to help pay for what we need to do and getting prepared for that. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution R24-26.
And I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Anyone in the public like to make a comment on this? Okay, just want to make sure everybody understands this is moving forward with planning on what we can do. This isn't actually doing the work. So it'll give us an opportunity to try to address what needs to be done within that working waterfront arena. Okay, so thank you. No one from the public wants to comment? Council, I need a voice vote on this.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Chairman Dodd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to adjourn the Community Redevelopment Agency meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting. We're now on to the consent agenda. Council, what's your pleasure with the consent agenda?
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, just because of the amount of the grant and the importance of it, I think we should pull item B just so we have a brief
Okay,
discussion. I know we don't need much, but just,
Okay, Councilmember Joe, you'd like to modify your motion to approve item A and C?
A and C.
second.
We have a motion and a second for item A and C. See, no, money. Okay, we can do that by voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item A and C are approved. Now, Councilmember Nunn, item B.
I just thought it was important to bring up and discuss what we're voting on, just so people understand and they don't think we're just pushing through a $500,000 spending on this. So I don't know if the city manager or the attorney need to read the title on that or not. Probably not, since we read it already.
We don't have to. It's a resolution. I can at your pleasure.
Obviously, this is just approving, the CRA approves it, now the council has to, or they recommend approval, and now as the council, we have to approve it. So I just want to understand, once again, this is just in the planning stages for what we possibly will do down the road. And that's good. So I'm good. I'll make a motion to approve R 24-26.
Second.
Well, that's consent agenda item B. Okay.
Second.
Second. Motion
B.
by, and then it is seconded. Let's have a roll call. Oh, wait a minute. Anyone from the public want to address this? No? No? All right. Then let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, we have no committee reports and appointments, no public hearings, and there is no unfinished business. New business. This is approval to enter into a 3-year lease extension with the Fish Flying Corporation, DBA Wings AA at Sebastian Municipal Airport. Would staff like to make a presentation on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is just an extension that was allowable under the lease for Fishy Flying Corp. Fishy has been purchased by a new owner called SkyTrain Limited. They are also out of the UK, and they intend to grow their business. This particular extension just covers a wing of the terminal building and the office spaces that are inside that area.
Okay. So you're extending it and then changing the lease terms to be with Sky.
Yes, they would like to, instead, the Fishy Flying Corp also carried the name Pilot's Paradise, and they have basically retired that name and prefer to be known as Wings Airline Academy, which is their new training name.
Okay. All right. So that's the entity you'd actually would be leasing with.
That's correct, sir.
All right.
And Mr. Mayor, if I can just add one thing. So in your packet, you have the proposed agreement lease extension. We did today receive the signature from Wings Airline Academy, just confirming they agree to all the terms.
Okay.
So I just wanted to confirm that, because the one in your packet was not signed because they were overseas and we had to get the signature. So they have signed the document.
All right. Council, what's your pleasure on this?
I do have a, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I do have a question. From the original lease to this lease, did the price increase at all?
No, the current rate of increase remains the same to continue on with as the previous lease.
So the new lease will be at the current market price you're charging?
That's
Okay.
correct. That's
Awesome.
correct.
Thank you.
That's pretty much it.
Was that what you wanted to
Yeah.
ask? Sorry.
No, that's great, man. As long as we get it solved, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what's important. I move approval.
Second?
All right. We have a motion and a second. Anyone from the public like to address this? I see smiling faces. We're okay. Okay. Let's have a roll call vote on this, please.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, now we're on to item B, which is approval of the CSA number 13 for professional engineering services for FDOT grant. I'm not going to read the number. Design taxiway. Would the staff like to make a presentation?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, council members, this agreement basically confirms our choice of one of our existing consulting engineering firms that we use at the airport. We have 3. This is for infrastructure consulting and engineering, who have done several other projects on the airport. Some of the larger ones, such as the runway. This project will be for the design phase to start to pull together the old runway surface and prepare it to be turned into what will be our new taxiway, which will go from the northwest corner of the airport down to the middle of the field. And this basically kicks off the future of not an expansion, but the future of continued use and more viable spaces at the airport for aprons, hangars, and the such.
Okay. Brian, is this item, was this item in our budget this year?
So this item was in in next year's budget, and we, however, due to some adjustments we had to make with FDOT, we were able to, an item we had budgeted for this year was taken off the books, so this one slid in its place because they had to alter the funding year to year.
Okay, so the amount of dollars coming out of our discretionary sales tax is pretty much equivalent to what you took out?
It's actually less than what we took out.
Okay, all right. Awesome. Okay. Council, what's your pleasure on this?
Mr. Sabo, is this the old runway that the grass had grown through, apron or whatever on the northeast side? I believe it's I'm not good with my directions when it comes to that airport, but.
That's correct, sir. It's actually the northwest side as you come in the gate that's right opposite of the Public Works facility.
Right, okay. That's near Skydive Sebastian.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve CSA number 13.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Anyone from the public like to address this item? Seeing none. Anyone on Zoom? I ask every once in a while, I guess.
Not at this time.
Council, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, item C, which is the approval, the purchase of a restroom building as a corporate purchase under Sourcewell contract number 083. Staff, would you like to make a presentation on this?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This purchase is to provide a prefab, pre-manufactured restroom that will go on the site that is where the square hangars are going to begin being built, also on the west side of the airport. That area for those hangars to be built, that's a requirement of the code building inspector department that we have to have restrooms available on the site for anyone that is in that area, depending on the person load and how many folks could potentially be there at one time. The original design was that the restroom would be outside the fence. We've changed that. It will be inside the fence, so it will only be for airport tenants and the particular folks primarily in the square hangars that will be starting here relatively soon, 3 for the city and independent builders over the next coming months.
Okay, am I reading this right? We budgeted $237,000 for it, and they're going to be able to get it done for 92?
No, that's just for the building there. The rest of it comes later with the asphalt and the concrete.
And I'll clarify. So the original project on this was the shade hanger development project. Right. So the original budget was over $1 million. When we got our bids in for the shade hangers, it came in under our original budget by $237,428. So this is the remaining amount we still have in that budget. The building is going to cost us approximately $93,000. There will be expenditures required to do the building pad, the plumbing, the electrical, and I would guesstimate somewhere total in the amount of $20,000 to $30,000 total for that. So the remainder will be left over in this project. However, 80% was FDOT grant funded.
Okay, so this is not being processed as a change order to the shade hanger project?
No, it is not. It's a completely separate.
That's correct.
Completely separate
and just to clarify, the site is for the square hangars. The shade hangars are a separate location, but this is for the square hanger site.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I think this is the same bathroom that we have at the pickleball court and also on the golf course as well, correct?
Very
Except
similar.
the ones on the golf course doesn't have the power and the other stuff that is required out there at the airport because it's easier to run it to there.
Okay. Are we going to, is there a contractor that's going to handle all the upgrades to the shell building that's being put in? Or are we going to do that?
So the purchase, CXT, they are the specific manufacturer that we use for the pickleball court restroom. The only thing they do is they provide the structure, and they will sit it on the pad and do the connections to their building only. They will not do any of the infrastructure needed. So what we'll have to do at this point, this is approving this. Their lead time, I believe, is in the range of 6 months, if I remember, Jeff. So that gives us now, we've got to get the site prepared in the next 6 months. So we will have some, I don't know that any of those costs will reach the level, but we will have some bid processes to determine a plumber, electrician, and site development.
And are you going to do that as a change order to this project, or are you going to do that as a totally separate project?
It'll be separate from this. It will not be a change order to this project.
Okay, all right. So we really don't know what the total cost of this is right now.
Yeah, I would estimate 20,000 is probably high even, but I would say 20 to 30,000 just to be safe.
All right, okay. Council, what's your pleasure
Yeah,
on
and
this?
for the record, this starts on 133, not 34.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I found that. Anyone from the public like to address this? I'm getting laughed at now when I say that. Okay.
Move approval.
You move approval?
Yes,
All right.
Second.
I have a motion. Do you have a second?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
And Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to item number D, which is a change order to purchase order for Ranger Construction Industries in the amount of $70,000. Would the staff like to address that?
Yes, sir. This change order is relative to the Runway 523 project that began back on January 8th. They got a certain time frame into the project and realized that they had an incorrect survey, basically what they call a survey bust. And based on all the previous survey work that had been done, they had generated a lot of their calculations on everything from the amounts of asphalt to the type of lighting fixtures and the extensions to raise those fixtures to bring them up to the proper heights. When they found that the survey was wrong, this generated a lot of problems all down the line for everything that was to follow that. So it delayed the project somewhat. The runway was resurveyed 2 to 3 times to ensure accuracy. But because of that, the actual subcontractor that performed this for infrastructure and consulting currently right now is to bear the responsibility for these extra costs that were involved in ordering new materials, additional time on the site, and things along that line. Infrastructure consulting has come forward on this, and we have a written commitment from them that they will cover these additional costs. We just have to show that we are approving them as a part of the project, such as FAA and FDOT project, but this will represent no funds coming from the city.
Okay. All right.
And Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
I just want to correct one clerical item. In the background paragraph on the second sentence, it incorrectly states that the survey dated April 4th, 2023. It says by Precision Approach. However, that was not the sub-consultant used for that. The sub-consultant used for that was KMA. So I just wanted to clarify that because it was not Precision Approach, it was KMA.
KMA. Kilo. Hotel,
KMA.
Mike
Alpha.
Alpha.
Okay, thank you, sir. KM.
All right. Council, anyone from the public like to address this item? None. All right, council, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
And Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, we're on to item number E, purchase order for an EnviroTrack petroleum remediation services on Veterans Memorial Highway. Go ahead, you're up.
So we have discussed at other council meetings, the remediation services happening at the old Public Works compound at 100 Veterans Memorial Highway. We had 2 fuel tanks that were underground and removed in 1991. After they were removed, it was realized that there was contamination in the groundwater in that area. We've been working with FDEP for a remediation grant since 2020. They've been monitoring and checking the area and determining a remediation plan for the last few years. Recently in January, they started their injection grouting to actually combat all of the remaining fuel that is underground. So this purchase order would approve all of their costs for this year, and we are asking for approval for their continuing remediation next year and the following fiscal year. Previously, their monitoring did not require a purchase order through council approval because it was very low costs, but we're coming to you to give you an update on where we are and the total costs that are necessary to complete this project.
Okay. All right. Council, you have any questions?
No, I don't. This is something that definitely need to continue to be remediated over there, so.
And no matter what we were going to do with the property, this had to be done. So
Correct.
it needed to happen. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase order for EnviroTrack.
Well, that was seconded by Mayor Dodd. Is that what I heard?
Councilmember Jones seconds that. You do, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right, anyone in the audience, anyone from the public who would like to address this? Ooh. Okay, I think there was a message there. What do we need to do? No? Let's have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the approval of the purchase of 175 Microsoft Office licenses. Barbara, I guess you're on.
Good evening. We're looking to purchase 175 Office 2021 licenses for the city in order to bring their office up to a more current standard than what we're currently running and help us with our security compliance.
Okay. This is pretty straightforward, and you have to do this stuff. So.
Glad to see this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mr. Mayor, if I may, I just want to add that if you go back and look at this year's budget, we did not specifically budget in discretionary sales tax for this upgrade. However, we have reallocated from MIS projects to make this happen. We've determined, based on feedback from our employees and the MIS department, that this is something that is needed. We can push the other projects back, and this is something that we have to do immediately because Microsoft 2010 that we use is no longer supported.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Yeah, this needed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not the only ones doing that. The county just approved on Tuesday their update on theirs, their 10-year whatever contract, so.
Yeah. All right, council, what's your pleasure on this?
I'll make a motion to approve Microsoft Office.
Yes, and second that?
All right, anyone from the public like to address this item? Okay, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
And Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Motion
Okay.
carries. Thank you.
Madam Attorney, it's your turn.
Nothing from me.
Nothing?
Nothing from me.
Oh,
Don't.
I think
Okay.
she had enough for the week, Mr. Dodd.
I think she got beat up enough already this week, right? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
No comment.
Okay, okay. Mr. City Manager.
I have nothing tonight as well. Thank you.
Really?
All right, since they didn't say anything, it's your turn and you have to say something.
Oh, no.
That's more than they said.
Be prepared for the next agenda. It's going to be a big one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I know when the city manager promised to keep this one small because we had 2 people not here, I kind of suspected something was going to happen, right? Okay.
Have some board appointments for you.
City council, let's start with Mr. Jones.
Well, I'd like to say, after attending the county commission meeting on Tuesday, obviously, if everybody doesn't know what's going on, people will know that the county had their trash contract come up, and they voted on theirs on Tuesday. So I was there to listen to everything that was going on. Don't want to start talking about what actually happened, just that it was an interesting meeting, and the county has gone to universal.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing else? All right. Mr. Nunn, Councilmember Nunn.
I have nothing tonight.
Okay. Vice Mayor Dixon, she's having a good time. I think they're off with the girls at some type of a girls'
It's graduation.
nation or
No,
state or something?
No, it's graduation tonight.
Oh, it's graduation?
Yep.
Oh, okay. They're all graduating tonight because they go to the same school. Mr.
Yep.
McPartland's daughters and Vice Mayor Nunn's, Dixon's daughters. Okay, I just want to say to people, be calm. Social media is already lighting up like a Christmas tree. So recognize something. There were a lot of things that happened in the quest that the county had to find a trash hauler that influenced what happened to that. And give us a little bit of credit and respect the fact that the council and the city manager are on top of this, and we're gonna follow through with what we have to follow through on it. So just be calm. Don't go crazy. Trash is a nasty business, you know. So just don't go crazy.
That's garbage.
Yeah, that's garbage, right? That's garbage. Okay. So yeah, and that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are adjourned.
32 minutes, man. Not a record.